Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn and Leo connection reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take the parts that do resonate. If it does not, leave the parts that do not resonate, as those may be meant for someone else. All right, so we're going to get a whispers of healing. We're going to look at what you may possibly be struggling with, what you may need to look at, and possible future energies coming in. Whoa! All right, those went all over. Nothing flipped over. All right, and then we're going to get our Alice in Wonderland tarot for some clarifiers. Let's try that again. Was there a big explosion between Capricorn and Leo? All right, what you may be struggling with: sleep, resting. All right. Capricorn and Leo, what do they need to look at? What needs to be looked at? What does Capricorn need to look at with a relationship with Leo? Alternative. Okay. Future energies for Capricorn and Leo. I feel like it's two that wants to come out there. We have well-being and we have flow. I feel like things are stiff. I feel like things are tense. I feel that there's stress and there's anxiety and there's, you know, with Capricorn being the ram, right, and the goat with the horns, and then Leo being the lion, you know, with all of that power. I feel like with Capricorn and Leo, I feel like there can definitely be times where the two of you are going to butt heads, where the two of you are going to kind of be stubborn, that you're going to see things only your way, where you're not going to be able to have that compromise within the two of you, that you're just butting heads. And I feel like this is maybe what you're struggling with, is that you're trying to find that alternative so that where you're not butting heads together, so that you can achieve this well-being, so that you can achieve this flow within the relationship, where things are not always a confrontation or a battle or a, you know, what is that, the battle of wills or the power of wills or something like that, where it's the two of you are kind of always feeling like you have to be the one that's right or the one that's on top, or it has to be done your way. And I feel that a relationship between a Capricorn and a Leo could be very, very passionate and very powerful, but I also feel that when it's in the negative and when you don't see things eye to eye, I feel like there can be a lot of confrontation there and there can be a lot of friction. So I feel it can be kind of fiery in that way too, and I feel like that's kind of what you're struggling with. And maybe, you know, you're just tired of it. It's like, what's the alternative to change this, right? The Magician. So struggling with maybe having your own power or figuring out the answers on how do you get past this. We have the Empress, and the Empress here with Alice in Wonderland is that Alice is helping the Empress, and she's zipping up her outfit, and she has to put her shoes on. And, you know, do you feel like you're always catering to that other person? And do you feel like it's always, well, you know, do you always give in to the other person, right? Are you always giving in? And you're like, well, okay, I'll let it go this time, or I'll let it slide this time. And so you're kind of feeling by yourself, and you're like, well, you know, I'm kind of getting tired of always being the one that does the compromise or getting the short end of the stick, right? And I feel like this can be exhausting, because you feel like it's not a two-way street, that it's not a partnership, that it's more like a one-way street. And I feel like that may be something that, you know, you want to find an alternative to that, right? This has got to change. This has got to be different. And then we have the Lovers, and then the Queen is kind of, the guy is here with his tray of sweets, and the Queen is saying, get out. I don't want your sweets near me. I'm on a diet. Alice is putting her hands up and saying, no, no, no. Like, I don't want this. Like, this is not what I want. So I feel like that's kind of you. Like, what's the alternative to a tray of sweets, right? Bring me some fruit, or bring me something that's healthy, right? So the alternative, you still want to have something to eat, or you still want to have this relationship, this lovers, this connection, that you feel there's connection with this person, but it's like, how can we change this up, right? How can we do this differently? Because the way that it's not working is not working for you. Seven of Pentacles is kind of looking back over that relationship and saying, you know what, wait, hold up. Like, wait a minute. Like, let me just take a little break here. I have to find an alternative to what's going on here because it's not working for me. Maybe it was working for you before, but you're like, okay, time's run out on that, right? The Hangman is stop, take a step back, look at things from a different perspective. Let me have some time. He's having some tea and some toast, right? And the Seven of Pentacles, stopping, right? Going along painting, like, wait a minute, I want to stop, right? Lovers, she's Queen sending him away. Wait a minute, what needs to be changed? What can be changed in this relationship? Okay? Sometimes that's what we need to do in relationships, that if we feel that things have piled up and that it's not working, or there's this disconnect, that we need to stop and we need to fix things, right? Two of Cups, I love it. So future energies, we have well-being, we have flow, we have Two of Cups, we have that connection, that celebrating, two people working as a partnership, two people becoming one. So I feel like if there's something that you want to have happen, you have to take the steps to make it happen. You cannot make another person love you or have feelings for you, but you can try and find those solutions or have those conversations, find those alternatives, and present that to the other person and say, you know what, this is how I'm feeling, and but I also feel this is what needs to change, or these are the things that we can change. Rebuilding something, right? The Tower is taking something down, but it's also rebuilding it stronger and better. Yeah, you have to have those moments, and that's exactly what I was saying between Leo and Capricorn. Is I feel like your moments, like this Tower moments, like they're very like feisty and powerful, and you know, it's a little crazy, you know. The candle is exploding here and fireworks are going off and the table's flipping and everything's all over the place, and it can be a little crazy when the two of you butt heads or you're not seeing the same way. But I feel that same passion that brings that is that same passion that brings you that Two of Cups, is that connection between the two of you. It's a strong bond. You know, what is it? You love hard and you fight hard, or something like that. King of Pentacles, and then it's kind of like that calmness, right? The calmness after the storm, that it's okay, it's over, we had the explosion, we had this, you know, discussion, we worked through it, but now we're feeling calm, or now we're feeling okay, you know, we're feeling like we worked it out, or we know that, okay, this is what needs to change, this is what we both need to work on, not just the other person, not just you, but it's like what you both need to work on to get this relationship where it flows better. Oh, look at that. And then we have the Ten of Cups. Getting this relationship to that Ten of Cups where the two of you are happy and you're celebrating and you're feeling good, right? That's what relationships are, is working on it. And it's like how you handle those more difficult times, I feel, shows how you are dedicated within the relationship. All right, so let's grab some more cards here. But I feel there's a lot of passion between the two of you. But I feel communication is kind of lacking. But I also feel like communication, it's not only you communicating to the other person, but if that person is trying to tell you something, really listening to what it is they're telling you, right? Sometimes people aren't exactly direct with what they're trying to tell you, but you can kind of understand what it is that they're trying to tell you. Some people are very direct. But it's like, are you really listening to what that person has to say, right? Are you really saying, and again, we have the Six of Swords where you're moving forward, but there's still swords in the water. Like there's still going to be challenges, right? This isn't something that's going to be over and done. There may be those moments where, again, we have these disagreements, but it's like, okay, they're not as severe because you know how to work on them. I feel that there's a lot of passion and a lot of commitment within this relationship. Definitely, if you're trying to work this through because you want it to be in this Two of Cups energy and this Ten of Cups energy, you're trying to find the alternatives. I feel that it shows that you want to work on things and that there is a connection with this person, right? We have the Magician, which we have the Magician over here, is taking... Over here, it was you were struggling with that because you're like, how do I get a hold of this? How do I deal with this? And down here, you're like, okay, now I know what I need to do. Wands are actions. Now I know the actions that I need to do. I know I need to communicate, that we need to work on this together, that that compromise. I feel compromise is a big thing between the two of you. That I feel like that may be what you were struggling with, but moving forward, that's something that you need to be more aware of. Love it. 2 of Cups, that your partnership, holding hands, you're working together on this relationship. I feel there's such a beautiful connection between the two of you, but there's just this disconnect right now. But I feel that you want to work on it and you want to get it back on track. We have the Queen of Swords, getting past a difficult situation, those new solutions, how to figure things out. Like I said before, I feel like you will have those challenges again, but they won't be as big, right? That this is like your main learning thing between the two of you as how to handle this situation, but also future situations that come out, working on it. Relationships takes work. You have to work on it. You have sometimes ways that you worked on it in the past isn't going to work now in the future, because the two of you are individuals that are growing and changing, and perspectives are different, and sometimes those can be different, and so you have to adjust to those new ways. And that's what a relationship is adjusting, right? Emperor, having that power, knowing that, yeah, I want to get past this, I want to work through this, I want to overcome this, but feeling like you're more in control of the situation, right? That direction, making sure that you stand up for yourself, that if this is something that you want, and that you make sure that your voice is heard within these conversations, that it's not, I feel like over here your voice isn't being heard, like you're accepting and you're trying to be the bigger person, but over here you're like, yeah, I'm going to voice my opinion, but I also have to compromise, right? That there has to be that nice balance between the two, but I want my voice to be heard. But to also be able to compromise if that's what needs to be done. And then I love this card because she has the biggest, beautifulest smile ever, and she's happy. She's ready to get back to things. Over here, he stopped, he's looking, he's questioning, right? The 7 of Pentacles, this 7 of Pentacles, she's like, yeah, I got it under control here. I got my basket full of Pentacles. I got more Pentacles to pick up from here. I've got this basket has Pentacles in it. I'm happy. I'm feeling good. I'm so glad I worked on it, and I'm ready to move forward. And that's what it is facing those challenges and dealing with them. And if they don't work one way, then to see them from a different way, to work on a different way. But I feel there's a lot of passion and connection between the two of you, and I feel like this well-being and flow is what comes in for you because you're working on it. And I love it with the 2 of Cups there. We have Koala Spirit. Spirit has a plan. Sometimes we don't realize that, but Spirit does have a plan. And look at this, we have the Dolphin again, which kind of goes back over here to this Dolphin which was holding that cup. This and that are true, and I feel like that has to go with compromise, that it can't just always be one way or one-sided, that there has to be that compromise between the two of you, and I feel like that's what the two of you are working through in order to get this relationship back on track. All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.